And to put the Prime Minister's visit, which is tomorrow, into perspective, we have with us Ambassador Anil Kumar Trigunayat. He's a former senior diplomat. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Now,
Thank you.
what role does economic collaboration, Saudi investments in India, Indian investments in Saudi Arabia, play in shaping the direction of bilateral ties?
Thank you very much. This is a very, very important visit. This is the third visit by Prime Minister Modi to Saudi Arabia in the past 10, 12 years. And this is a clear indication of the Act West policy that India is following, in which Prime Minister Modi's term I have seen that our relationship from all these countries has really and truly moved from a transactional to a truly strategic partnership, which means our collaboration not only in economic field, in investments, in cyber, in defense, in security, and it has expanded and deepened in every which way we think is required. Now, as you know, that the Saudi Arabia is our fourth largest trading partner, and they have also committed to about $100 billion investment in India when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was here. And it was also in the last visit decided that there will be a High Council meeting which will be chaired by MBS and Prime Minister Modi. And therefore, this will be the meeting in which a stock will be taken exactly how far we have progressed, what we are going to do. But I must say, observing this relationship and our relationship with West Asia in general, which is generally a very volatile region, I must say India's relationship with all these countries has been enriched, has become far, far more substantive every year that we have seen going forward.
And what are the reasons for that, Ambassador Trigunayat? I mean, have geopolitical shifts, declining oil prices, China's slowdown, all this impacted the region a bit? They need perhaps to engage with India, and India too needs to engage with that region for mutual benefit. I mean, after all, India is a fast-growing economy.
United States has been the major guarantor of peace and safety and security in this region. But in the past few years, there have been a growing, at least a feeling among various majors, that Saudi Arabia is the biggest economy of the region, the most powerful country in the region. And therefore, there has been a feeling that perhaps United States is thinking of branching out, or its policies towards Israel have really created a bit of a rift in the region. So therefore, what we have seen is that these countries, especially the Gulf countries, including Saudi Arabia and UAE and others, they have adopted a new policy, which I term as, one is strategic autonomy, which aligns exactly with our policy. And second is that Act East policy, which means India, China, Japan, South Korea acquire a much greater significance in their calculations. And because we are their major markets, and therefore they are weaning away from simply security partnership with other Western countries towards where the bread and butter lies for them. And so therefore that's very important, number one. Secondly, they are also themselves reforming a great deal, as your colleague mentioned, and also diversifying their economy away from the essentially the oil base, in which they are looking for greater partnership, more investments into their own country. So that's why they understand India is a very dependable country, a benign power with which they want to have a greater engagement and want India to play a much greater role in the region. And that's what India is beginning now. The IMAC corridor we have talked about, I2U2 we talk about, IUS, India, UAE, Saudi Arabia and USA. So there are several, and now they are also looking into BRICS and SCO and all other instruments. So where India has the potential of further collaborating in bilateral, sub-regional, regional and global metrics.
Indeed, and Saudi Arabia has a vision 2030, Mohammed bin Salman's vision. Prime Minister has a vision, Viksit Bharat 2047. What common aspirations, or let's say opportunities, do these visions create for people-to-people linkages to improve in emerging sectors?
No, absolutely. I mean, over the years, if you have witnessed, even in the last decade or so, we have seen many changes, and there are significant changes. Number one is that in Saudi Arabia, you have about 2.7 million Indians, which is the second largest after UAE. and they are contributing a great deal to the Saudi economy, and this is an acknowledgement. Secondly, as I said, that the diversification, be it in the cyber security, be it in the technological advancement, Saudi Arabia is looking at the best partners and the best technologies and best investments that can give them the biggest thing. That's what is their Vision 23, make into a modern nation, a reformed nation, a power. India wants to be a developed country, it's the third largest economy by purchasing power parity, and might even go further in next few years' time if the statements from IMF and other are to be believed. So we are doing extremely well, and they understand that the returns
Right.
on their investments in India are going to be extremely beneficial for them as well as for India. Then they are looking at the global churn that is happening, in which they want to have stable partnerships, and India is the one country that is strengthened by its friends and is ready to assist them. So this is something that is growing our relationship into increasingly strategic domains. So today they are a comprehensive strategic partner and are enabling India also through various, in G20 we have worked together. We worked
Yes.
together in IMEC, and now Prime Minister Modi is going there. So he'll be discussing on all these key crucial issues, exactly how we can go forward despite a certain volatility that is taking place due to the war between Israel and Hamas.
A final question, Ambassador Trigunayat. India-Saudi defense cooperation, including technology transfers, joint ventures. What kind of impact will this have on regional security as well as on strategic alignment? You talked about strategic autonomy, on strategic alignment, sir.
Well, I think there, as I said, the diversification, like so far they are the largest importer of US weapon systems, but they are also diversifying in that area. They also have their Make in Saudi campaigns, in which they want to have more productions in the military industrial complex. They want to have much greater interoperability between Indian. So we have a large number of actually collaborations that are taking place. Plus, India is a major maritime player in the region, as you know. We have deployed about 30 of our ships there, and therefore there is a greater possibility of aligning our interests, because that also directly impacts what happens by Houthis in Red Sea or others.
Right.
And it directly impacts Saudi Arabia also. So therefore, they are very keen to work with India, and India is very much a resident power in the Indian Ocean. So therefore, they find it much more. Then there, of course, we are supplying them a lot of munition, but now they are looking on. We are offering some other platforms that we have developed in India, which are doing extremely well with other countries, and I'm sure that then going forward, that's going to increase much more. Plus, then they are looking at joint manufacturing, both in India and in Saudi Arabia, and I think we'll be going forward with that as well.
Ambassador Anil Kumar Trigunayat, thank you very much for helping us understand India-Saudi relations in a better light.